One of the great problems with Kabbalah and Chassidut is is the borrowing of models from obsolete Greek science, which perhaps, in some cases that can be justified. For instance, Rabbi Nachman is just using models of and ideas of Greek science around to provide inspiring, important Torah lessons, lessons to guide people in life. But Chassidut in general takes its tzaddikim to have been Balei Ruach HaKodesh, people with divine spirit. That's how the Kabbalah is presented. And using obsolete Greek science for models, is, if they were such, if they had Ruach HaKodesh, they had the divine spirit, the question is, why didn't they use the relativity, Einstein's theory of relativity for a model and explain that, briefly in a couple of words, and then to go on and explain brief model, great models of spirituality based on Einstein, or based on the quark, or based on the atom. Why is it in books of Chassidut and Kabbalah that the elements are always the same, 4 elements that the Greeks came up with, 500 years before Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and 1,500 years before Moshe de Leon? Why use obsolete Greek models if these people had the divine spirit? There's many examples of this, but to make it brief, I want to first of all just go into the 10 Sfirot in itself, which was the model of the sky before Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, before there was any Kabbalah. And sure, you can say, well, the Jewish people had these works of Kabbalah explaining the 10 spheres before them, but there's no evidence in the Second Temple period that anyone was interested in these things. And even today in Chassidut and in Kabbalah, people simply deny the validity of science. Great Rosh Yeshivas today deny the validity of science at all, as that God runs the world on ordered laws. And to say that people denied the validity of science in Kabbalah, that anyway they knew all of modern science, is going a little bit that's getting a bit too ridiculous. So I just want to mention that it's more likely to judge people like Rabbi Nachman and the general Kabbalah as being straightforward, not claiming anything in themselves. What later on people claimed is different. What they claimed is they were using the models of a great Greek model of the 10 spheres, and they had the Neoplatonists to say that these spheres were related to spiritual concepts and to create a vast, complex, interwoven structure based on these models. And that's a great thing, to provide the big picture for people looking for meaning of what mitzvot are about. Why do we learn Torah? Giving a much larger picture than just, taking a Tosfot and looking at a Mishnah and trying to figure this out. It gives a vast, important, and potent picture. But again, it's one of the flaws of it is that claiming for this, like the divine spirit, Ruach HaKodesh, it's hard to say that these people, if they didn't know what was going on simply in the physical universe, that they knew, all the higher universes, worlds were open up to them. That's going a little bit too far. Okay, thank you.